Hi, Todd Christy here, Speaker of the House, Michigan Dental Association, with an update for you coming forward from what we had here at the annual session in Detroit, as well as our summer board meeting that occurred last weekend. I know you're going to get a very good write-up from Dr. Bill Patrick that'll have all the nuts and bolts. I do want to hit on a couple extra points as well that I had seen too. First, though, I do want to remind you all about the important event coming up here on September 27th. We have our Leadership Forum that'll be up in Lansing at the Crown Plaza. You're going to be able to get 5.5 CEs for participating in that event. It's not attending. You need to participate and get involved with what's going on. We have got great speakers on team building, component management, and recruitment as well. Just 3 of the topics that we have there. I think there's going to be some terrific ones. We'll have presentations as well from our current members, leadership as well, and some of our younger members too. So you got some really neat things to engage in. There will be a link down below for this that you'll be able to check in with and to go get registered. By the way, the cost is free. Is part of the dues. We've packaged this in so we can get as many members there. Love to have you attend that event. Next, down below, we have our House of Delegates survey. You'll see that with the results. For those of you who did participate, thank you so much for those who did. It really helps give it a perspective to myself and our governance manager, Michelle Nichols-Cruz, as well as the whole team at MDA, so we can look through that and see what you're thinking, what you thought, and what you want next. Also, you'll see down below, we listed the results from the House of Delegate action. So this is a breakdown of all the work that you did out in Detroit. It has all the resolutions that were passed, as well as the election results in there too. Take some time and peruse through that and see what you see. It's all inclusive. Everything is right there. Next, one of the parts that did come up, and I think it's a really neat idea, is in the past, before each of the board meetings, one of the members of the Board of Trustees reaches out to the president as well as an executive director, if there's one in place, for all the components to see if there's any needs or concerns or questions that those components have, and brings those to the board so we can discuss or find the right way to get that contact information back to the components. But one nuanced change that we've made this year is that that same person, same trustee of myself or whomever, that's assigned to a component will be linked with that component for the entire year. A couple years ago when we tried that, it was where they changed each time. But this way we'll have it so they have that one person to contact to. Also, this would be a great way if you're asking, and for I read through the House of Delegates survey, for having that contact point that you can have through the year. If you want to have it where, if let's say you have a question or you want to have them attend your executive committee meeting for your component or for your regular meetings, whether they can drive in and come in, or if they can use Zoom technology to go through and do it that way. Through video conferencing, that'd be a great link to have one more person involved to help you out, or to answer questions. That's what we're here for, as a resource. I know I'm hoping we'll see a lot of that coming in this new year. The next point that I have that I want to make sure I let you know is this year as well, something new that we're going to integrate. I'm going to work with Michelle, as I said, our Nichols-Cruz, our governance manager, and we're going to look to create where we can, where they're going to help the House and help the association if we need to look at any survey work or straw polls of the delegates and alternates, the members of the House. So if and when, I anticipate it should be more of a when you get those, please respond. Let us know what you're thinking, any thoughts, but I'm going to start working on those probably going into the fall. This year's going to be a little bit challenging year, just in a different way, because we will have the ADA House of Delegates is going to meet that week right after Labor Day, and then our board meeting will be 4 weeks later. So it changes a little bit of the feel for the year just based on ADA. However, that way, if something comes up that we see at ADA that we want to get opinion on from the House, or if there's something that our group, that the 9th District or Michigan delegation wants to work on, we can get through that and get feedback from you all as well from that, or anything else that comes up that we feel is appropriate. But we really are cognizant of that, and we want to get your opinions through the year where we can on the topics that we need to do. That's right there. Next point that I have, Delegate Digest. Yep. I have a link to that too, and I know we had good attendance. Usually we're getting 20 people at the Delegates Digest, and based on the results of what we had with the House of Delegates survey work that you did, people do like that we see those forums prior. I'd ask that you attend those, check those out, and if not, go back through and look at them. But in each Delegate Digest, when we do the next one, like the follow-up, like this would be for the summer board meeting, you can go back through and look and see what was on the docket that they discussed at that meeting and what we had, any results from coming out after it. The last point I want to bring up is that this coming year, I'm basing a lot of what I want to do, as I have in the past, on what you surveyed and let us know about. I know that, again, executive session is something that's not a stumbling block, but a challenge that people need to understand what gets done in executive session. So I plan on having a presentation that will be sent out to all members of the House of Delegates so you can learn what goes on, not specifics, but overall general themes as to why we use executive session as part of the board proceedings as well. It might be something that you want to take back to your local component to have those discussions too. That will be one of them. The next question that people had was, what's my role outside of that 4 days that we're in the annual session meeting? And so I'm going to break that down and get some ideas and bring those to you so you can look for those spots where you can be engaged throughout the year. You don't have to drive anywhere most of the time, but it's where your feedback and your knowledge is what we're going to need to glean from and bring stuff forward. And last, mentoring and looking to seek some of our seasoned, I'll say, delegates, not older, seasoned, for getting some mentoring for new delegates. I know a number of newer delegates said they really responded and felt they got the most out of working with delegates who've been there before and shared the wisdom. And so I'm going to try and find a way to get that so we can bring that as a webinar or a Zoom presentation to get that information out to you. We're looking to have a busy summer. We're going to have an early ADA meeting. We have that in August coming up. As I told you before, that we have the ADA session is so early, but a lot will be getting done. I know this year we do not have a work group. I'd love to have one because we got a lot of great things done with that. But most importantly, we want to get through the summer, get going in the fall, and hopefully we'll keep you all engaged and let you know what's going on. If not, I want you to have a terrific summer. Look forward to seeing you soon, and especially at the Leadership Conference in September. Thanks a lot.